Welcome inside the Liberty University Natatorium, everyone. Good to have you along for our next edition of the 2020 Hornet Cup, this time thanks to Lynchburg Swimming. I'm Joe Hutzler, happy to be along with you finally. We are on air, have some commentating, have a couple camera angles. It's going to be a really fun time here tonight. Team Red versus Team Gray. Now, you'll notice that Team Gray isn't wearing gray caps. They are wearing black caps, but that's the difference, the only difference. Red caps are for Team Red. Team Red's also in the odd number lanes. Team Black, or Team Gray, I'm already screwing it up, are in the even number lanes. So be sure to take a peek and look at that as we are going back and forth in the pool. That way you know which team is where and all that good jazz. I also have all the names, so we'll do our best to keep you abreast on everybody in the pool and how they are performing as we go along. There are no timing sheets as far as someone touching the wall. It's all going to be done by Alyssa Reed, Coach Reed's dad, who is doing a sweep judge job of seeing who he delegates as touching the wall first. So we'll get those results to you as quickly as we can tonight, but more importantly, we're just great to have you along. It feels normal, except for the mask, but that's just what we have to do. So before we go any further, we're going to observe the national anthem inside the Liberty University Natatorium. All right, we are just about set for our first event of the night, and it is going to be the women's 400-yard medley relay. In lane 1, we've got Updike, Zalkind, Foreman, and Arthur. In lane 3, it'll be Hare, Kennedy, Perez, and Witkowski. In lane 5, Steckler, Galloway, Corbett, and Solenberger, followed by lane 7, Shand, Evco, Spock, and Ford. Again, Team Gray is wearing black caps. Team Red wearing red caps. And our first event is underway from the first annual 2020 Hornet Cup Lynchburg swimming style. Team Red versus Team Gray all week long. This is swimming's chance to help out Team Red, who is losing overall in the standings. Right now it's 2-1. Volleyball got a win for Team Red earlier today, so 2-1 is the overall standings. And right now Team Red is in the lead during the 400-yard medley relay. Currently, Lindsay Hare leading the way, followed closely by Lena Steckler in lane 5. Up next for lanes 3 and 5, Delaney Kennedy and Claire Galloway. Galloway, a stellar freshman season a year ago. It's tight at the wall, and both are seemingly in the pool at the same time. Delaney and Galloway. The second leg is underway, the breaststroke. Galloway, a national time a year ago that she earned in the breaststroke, so she is favored in that regard, but through 25 yards, Delaney Kennedy is keeping pace. Still tight at the wall, just as it was when they dove in. Kennedy comes up first. Tight race between lanes 1 and 7 as well. Evko and Zalkind. Zalkind in 1, Claire Evko in lane 7. And at that turn, looked like Galloway got a better push, and she's slightly ahead in lane 5. It is close, folks. Next up, Perez and Corbett. Perez in lane 3, Corbett in lane 5. And once again, those two lanes in a dead heat. Second set of breaststrokes is done. Lanes 1 and 7 just as tight here. But all eyes in the center of the pool. Ariana Perez, Madeline Corbett. And after 50 yards, too close to call. I do not envy Hank Reed's position tonight as our sweep judge in the first event of the evening. Keep an eye on lanes 1 and 7 as well. That's going to be a great race once this one is done in the middle of the pool. Corbett in lane 5, Perez in lane 3. Perez wearing red, Corbett in the black cap, swimming for Team Gray. Solenberger and Witkowski awaiting. And first in the pool, it'll be Witkowski. Freestyle, Witkowski in the lead. About a half body length. "50 yards, Team Red still in the lead. Witkowski, excellent turn. Solenberger's going to have to chase her down, but now it's a full body length. Excellent turn by Witkowski. Pulling away with 25 yards to go. Got to go back to Delaney Kennedy's swim against Claire Galloway, keeping it tight all the way to the wall. And now the finishing touches were for Witkowski, but Solenberger making it tight. Witkowski should get there in time, and it will be a Team Red win to start us off. Solenberger comes in second. Now keep an eye on lanes 1 and 7. Still going strong. That's Corinne Ford in lane 7. Abby Arthur in lane 1. And again, it's going to be Red winning this mini battle. Ford touches third, and Arthur touches fourth. Wow, what a way to start us off in the Lynchburg swimming edition of the 2020 Hornet Cup. And if they're all that way tonight, I won't have to rely on Hank. I can pretty much write down the positions or the places myself. But of course, the third event of the night, the women's 100-yard freestyle, will have 9 swimmers in the pool. That'll be somewhat tougher. Moving on to the men's 400-yard medley relay. First in the pool in lane 1, Jacob Lafferty. Lane 3, Kevin Bennett. Lane 5, William Casemeyer. And lane 7, Kellen Campbell. Lafferty and Casemeyer, newbies to the squad this year, a team that has doubled their roster from a year ago. And we'll talk to Coach Green, Coach Reed, and Coach Dunn tonight about that and more. Of course, you always give the edge in something like this to Kevin Bennett. That extra height, the length really, really helps. And just like that, 25 yards in the book. Again, keep an eye on the middle lanes. Bennett in 3, Casemeyer in 5. Check out Kellen Campbell in lane 7. And Campbell actually touches before Casemeyer does. Great start for Team Red in lanes 3 and 7. Casemeyer holding strong. We got Lafferty in lane 1. Next up for these swimmers, Spencer Swam in lane 1, Mason Swanner in 3, Chris Jennings in 5, Zachary Bennett in 7. And check out the speed at the wall. Casemeyer, excellent job of that last 25 yards, touching the wall second. So in the pool first, it's lane 3, then 5, then 7, and now 1. On the other end, Chris Jennings, excellent swim on the breaststroke. We're used to seeing him in the quick 50 freestyle, but expanding his abilities in year 2 with the program, his junior season at Lynchburg, and he's got a full body length lead over Mason Swanner. .25 yards left. Landon Ellis steps up in lane 3. Parker Hands in lane 5. Hands is going to get in first. Rookie of the meet in the ODAC tournament a year ago is in the pool with plenty of insurance. 2 body lengths lead for the leader in the fly. So it's lane 5, then 3, 7, then 1. As Jason Weed gets in the pool in lane 1, Austin Booth out in lane 7. Again, it's Hands, Parker Hands in lane 5, Landon Ellis in lane 3. And barring anything crazy, looks like Team Gray has plenty of insurance with still 1 leg left. The question now is if they can, how much can they actually win by? Team Red took the first medley with the ladies. Team Gray out in front for the men. Hands touches the wall in the pool. Final leg for heat 1 of 1 in lane 5, Gabe Fisher. Now diving in is Gavin Wietendorf. Matt Fields awaits his turn in lane 1 as Jackson Sitton dives in lane 7. And as Fields jumps in, Fisher is already back and done 50 of his 100. Looks like Team Gray is going to answer back there in lane 5 with Gabe Fisher. And that's going to be where the win comes from. But still looking for overall points here. Again, the positions still matter even if you don't win. It all adds up to the final tally. So Fisher touches the wall. Lane 5 gets the win for Team Gray. In lane 3, it's Wietendorf and company finishing second. And out in lane 7, Team Red, Jackson Sitton touching the wall, and Matt Fields will finish 4th for Team Gray. So again, really, 1st and 4th for Team Gray, 2nd and 3rd for Team Red. So that's why those extra points, regardless of who wins, even if you don't win, you could still get more points in the end by finishing 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. On to our next event, which has swimmers in all 9 lanes. Starting in lane 1, Mackenzie Betts. Lane 2, Shelly Harris. Lane 3, Aaron Woodkowski. Lane 4, Madeline Corbett. Lane 5, Victoria Weissenen. Lane 6, Savannah Solenberger. Lane 7, Francesca Chukna. Lane 8, Olivia Coonan. And lane 9, Amanda Cash. And that is going from top to bottom on your screens, just so you are aware. Lane 1 at the top, lane 9 at the bottom. We do what we can to get all 9 lanes in the shot, but it is tough. Women's 100-yard freestyle, 4 legs of the pool. 4 links, I should say. 25 yards in the books, and Team Red, those caps come up first in lanes 3 and 5. Again, Red will be in the odd lanes all night. Gray and the black caps will be in even lanes. And turning first and heading back after 50 yards is lane 3's Aaron Woodkowski. Woodkowski was the finishing leg in the women's 400-yard medley relay that won to start us off tonight. And she's showing why she was put in that position. Witkowski with a nice lead at the moment. The race is really for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Hank Reed stands up and says, man, I got to take a look at this. Witkowski going to touch the wall first. Then it looks like lane 6, then 5. Solenberger and Weissenen, your top 3 here in the women's 100-yard freestyle. We will confirm that with Mr. Reed when we can and bring you hopefully the points with our breaks throughout the night. There will be 3 5-minute breaks throughout the evening, and we hope that we can bring you not just interviews with coaches at that point, but also scoring updates. Moving on to the men's 100-yard freestyle. 7 lanes here. In lane 1, top of your screen, Gavin Wietendorf. Lane 2, William Casemeyer. Lane 3, Landon Ellis. Lane 4, Gabe Fisher. Lane 5, Jackson Sitton. Lane 6, Luca Hokai. And lane 7, Austin Booth. Once they dive in, the ladies will step out. Ellis, Fisher, and Sitton, they're in those faster lanes. We'll see if the early times through practice live up to how Coach Dunn has put these groups together. 25 yards complete. And a really tight one here in lanes 4. Check out lane 7 as well. Excellent swim in the outside lane. That's Austin Booth touching the wall first. Now lane 1, lane 3. Team Red is out in front, just barely. See if they can keep it during these last 25 yards. Booth out there in lane 7. Check out lane 1, Gavin Wietendorf as well. Lane 3, that's Landon Ellis. And Team Red might take all 3 top spots. Lane 2 is close. 7, 3, 1, then 2. So it's Booth, Ellis, Wietendorf, then Casemeyer. A nice finish for Team Red. They get 3 of the top 5 positions. I'm curious to ask the coaches how they came up with the lane assignments, if it was at random. If it's a mental test, hey, I'm going to put you in lane 7. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to swim the best swim of my life. And you're going to put me in lane 4. More information on that to come. All right, now is when we cannot blink, folks. 50-yard breaststroke. So 2 lengths of the pool, up and back. Lanes 1 through 6, Grace Rogansky, Grace Salkind, Delaney Kennedy, Claire Galloway, Claire Evco, and Kylie Kolka. If your name's Claire or Grace, you are meant to be in this final. Nice jump off the blocks by Delaney Kennedy. She did an excellent job one-on-one with Claire Galloway in the 400-yard medley relay. And once again, she is right next to Galloway. Galloway gets a better turn through 25 yards this time, and she's got slight lead over Kennedy. You can see it there from the top. Galloway out in front just by a little bit in lane 4. Then it's Kennedy, and then it's going to be lane 5. So Team Red takes 2 of the top 3. A victory for Claire Galloway. We are flying, folks. After this event, we've got a 5-minute break. And Coach Aaron Green will join me on the broadcast during that break. But first, we've got the men's 50-yard breaststroke. Starting up top in lane 1, Evan Gavin. Lane 2, Spencer Swam. Lane 3, Mason Swanner. Lane 4, Chris Jennings. Lane 5, Zachary Bennett, and lane 6, Jason Weed. A lot of returners here with the exception of Evan Gavin. We'll see if experience pays off or the new kid on the block can impress. in the 50-yard breaststroke. The first to come up is not going to be the first to lead. It's Chris Jennings. He was the last to come up. An excellent, I bet he went over halfway up the pool before he came out of the water. And so that gives him the advantage through 25 yards, and he's going to win this one cleanly, folks. Jennings in lane 4. Then the battle is for second, lanes 2 and 3. It's Jennings, then Swanner, then Swam. And on the outside, Weed, Bennett, and Gavin. So Team Gray leading the way for the men, really. More wins for Red in the female categories. And with that, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll try to get scores from Mr. Reed and bring those to you as soon as we have them. And we'll also bring you Aaron Green in just a few moments. Okay, it's time for an interview with Mr. Aaron Green, who is joining us. Rolling that camera up there if you want to say hello to your mom, your dad.
Just want to say thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Well, we're happy to have you, honestly. And I'm curious, first things first, on something I questioned during looking at the sheets and stuff. How'd you guys come up with who you wanted in which lanes? Did it really matter? Or was it random, or did you look at previous practice times? How was that figured out?
Really good question. We were kind of strategic with it. Today we're only doing 50 100s, and we have a 200 freestyle at the end. But really, obviously, we just want those people that usually swim the 100 free or 100 of events. We just want them swimming the shorter events. And this gives them a chance to it just gives the whole team a chance to go fast and just do either 2 laps or 4 laps. So not super strategic. It's not an actual meet, but we're just using this as a time to get the swimmers to go fast and race each other.
Now, you guys had something similar last weekend, a bit of an intra-squad scrimmage. Have you seen any improvements amongst the Team Gray folks, the people that you're working with primarily, that you've been surprised by or pleased by in just a few days?
I'm always going to be pleased with the Gray team. They're not going to do anything to disappoint me. We look really good in the water, so I hope it continues. I'm excited. We got a lot of good races coming up. So I know we got the relays and the freestyle out the way, but we got a lot of good racing, a lot of good sprinting coming up. So I'm just excited to see what they got, but I have not been disappointed so far, and I'm seeing a lot of improvement and seeing a lot of fast times.
Yeah, we haven't been disappointed either. It's been a really fine meet so far. It's quick. Everybody seems to be on their game. I'm curious from the Team Gray perspective, what gives you all the edge over Team Red?
We all one team, but today we are divided as red team and gray team. I will say I think the gray team just has. I don't want to give away our strategy or what makes us different, but I do know that we have what it takes to win, and that I think we're going to come away with a win today. I hope.
All right, man. Last thing I'll have for you is it's year 2 for you in the system, if you will. What have you, if anything, could you take from your first year of kind of learning things and getting up to speed and apply it to what we've had to deal with COVID-19 and kind of relearning everything? Has that been a challenge for you, or because you're so new anyway, was it kind of easy?
With it being year 2, I do think that helps because I wasn't completely grounded yet, but I also have to give credit to who's also around me. I have to give credit to Coach Brad. I have to give credit to Coach Rachel, Coach Donna, and Coach Alyssa. They all taught me so many things, and I think just having them has made it super easy. So super easy transition, and we're all kind of learning this together, trying to get through this pandemic, and hopefully we can make it over the fence and get to that brighter side.
Yeah, man. Well, we're happy to have something like this going on. I know the athletes are too, regardless of what's going on in the world. A bit of positivity tonight. Happy that you could join us on the broadcast. Can't shake your hand. We can bump elbows.
Exactly.
And we can say good luck to Team Gray the rest of the way.
Good luck to Team Gray. Thank you for having me, Joe.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. We are going to try and get you scores, folks at home, to help you figure out exactly which team is ahead. Again, we're just worried about the teams, not the individuals. But the individuals make up the team. We can't deny that either. So here we go. We've got, if I can read it. Got you. So after 6 events, women's red leads women's gray 33 to 22, and the men's red is slightly behind men's gray 28-27. So a tight race on the men's side of things. All right, so up next, we've got a mixed medley. We have not seen this before, folks. A 200-yard mixed medley relay. So men and women in the pool at the same time. And again, we'll have 4 lanes, 1, 3, 5, and 7. We'll start off with Jacob Lafferty in lane 1, Sarah Austin in 3, Luca Hokai in lane 5, and Mackenzie Betts in lane 7. 200-yard medley relay. And the first leg is going to be backstroke. And Austin goes 75% of the way up the pool before she comes out. Right now, it's pretty tight between 1, 3, and 5. Jacob Lafferty looks to have the advantage in lane 1. Next up in the pool, in lane 1, Kylie Kolka. Lane 3, Brandon Swarthout. Lane 5, Spencer Swam. And lane 7, Evan Gavin. So again, just 2 lengths of the pool, up and back. This is the breaststroke. Sorry about that. This is 200 yards, so 4 lengths of the pool. I think. No, I was right. Just ignore me, folks. I took math twice. Jason Weed, Victoria Weissenen, Olivia Coonan, and Francesca Chukna. Third in the pool for lanes 1, 3, 5, and 7. And right now, lane 1 for Team Gray is in command. Lane 5 also doing well. So this will bode well for both sides. Again, the men's gray team has a 1-point advantage, 28-27. The ladies are down by 11. So they really need that lane 5 lead for the women's side to stay true. Last group in the pool, Hannah Hale, Chris Richardson, Jordan Reeder, and Henry Walls. Lanes 1, 3, 5, and 7. And lane 1 looks like they're going to bring it home. Hannah Hale with the freestyle swim. Look out, lane 3 and 5. It's tight. And that is close. Virtual tie for me from my angle, which is pretty good. Still going to be a good result for the ladies as they get seemingly 1 and 2 in this event for Team Gray. Team Red gets 3rd and 4th. So that was heat 1 of 2 in the mixed 200-yard medley relay. Here is your next group, your final group. Lane 1, William Casemeyer. Lane 3, Kevin Bennett. Lane 5, Lena Steckler. Lane 7, Lindsay Hare. Again, this is a medley relay. Men and women in the pool together. Team Gray, excellent job in the first heat. Check out lane 1 in this one, folks. Casemeyer has shown his best stuff so far in the meet. He's got Claire Galloway next, Parker Hands, and then Madeline Corbett. Second and third group coming in lane 1 is stout, but it's going to be lane 3 for Team Red, completing the first leg of this relay. So Bennett touches the wall first. Delaney Kennedy in there for the breaststroke. Galloway in lane 1. You got Chris Jennings in lane 5, Mason Swanner in lane 7. Jennings dominated the field in his 50-yard breaststroke, and once again, 50 yards, he's going to bring lane 5 from 3rd to 1st. Now time for the fly. Parker Hands in lane 1. Kellen Campbell in 3. Savannah Solenberger in 5. Landon Ellis in lane 7. And it's a tight race between 1, 3, and 5. Kellen Campbell touches the wall first for Team Red. Hands was right there for Team Gray in lane 1. So it's a battle between lanes 1 and 3. That's Madeline Corbett. That's Erin Witkowski. Gabe Fisher in lane 5. Ariana Perez in lane 7. Here we come, folks. The last link. Lane 5 pushing it hard. Lane 5. Gabe Fisher pushing strong. Witkowski in there for Team Red. Witkowski touches first. Fisher second. Corbett third, and Perez in 4th. Big win, big response for Team Red after losing the top 2 spots in the first heat. I'm going to take a drink break. This is intense. Coach Dunn agrees, came by and said, hey, that was a good one. Yes, it was. That was excellent. And as we do in swim meets, we move right along. Women's 50-yard freestyle. Go as fast as you can through 2 lengths of the pool. In lane 1, Margaret Dawson. In lane 2, Madison Nowicki. Lane 3, Corinne Ford. Lane 4, Claire Galloway. Lane 5, Erin Witkowski. Lane 6, Abby Arthur. 7, Ariana Perez. 8, Madeline Foreman. And 9, Hannah Hale. We did not get to see Margaret Dawson swim last year. It would be great to see her finish strong in her first swim of the night. 50-yard freestyle for the ladies. Splash, splash, splash. Get to the wall as fast as you can. Too close to call. Hank Reed steps up to get an extra peek. Check out lane 8. Lane 8. Madeline Foreman. So close, but it's going to be Corinne Ford touching the wall first in lane 3. Excellent swim by Madeline Foreman. She definitely got second. Corinne Ford, heck of a swim to win the top spot for Team Red. And once again, we have that 5-minute break. We will get the scores for you overall. At this rate, we're going to have a 5-minute break in about 5 minutes. Men's 50-yard freestyle, 6 lanes being used in the pool. Top of your screen, or right on your screen actually, there's Evan Gavin. Matt Fields in lane 2, Kellen Campbell in 3, Parker Hands in lane 4, Henry Walls in 5, and Jacob Lafferty in 6. Who's it going to be? 1 through 6. Who's got the turn needed to get the win? Team Red, Team Gray. Coming down to the wire here. Less than 10 yards to go. Lane 2's got the advantage. Lane 2 touches first. Then it's 4 and then 3. Lane 2 was Matt Fields, his first win of the night individually. And an excellent swim for Team Gray. They lock out the top 2 spots, followed by Kellen Campbell for Team Red in 3rd. Two more events before our 5-minute break, in which Alyssa Reed will come over and chat with us. So in lane 1 of the women's 50-yard backstroke, Mackenzie Betts. Lane 2, Shelly Harris. Lane 3, Lindsay Hare. Lane 4, Lena Steckler. Lane 5, Molly Shand. Lane 6, Jordan Reeder. 7, Sarah Austin. 8, Hayden Updike. And lane 9, Amanda Cash. Women's 50-yard backstroke. Lane 3 looks like they got the advantage. 4 is right there. That's Hare and Steckler. And it's still tight. 75% of the way. Hare, Steckler, 3, 4, 1, and 2. Looks like Hare just got her by, you know it's coming, a hair. So a win for Team Red in the women's 50-yard backstroke. One more event before we have our break with Coach Reed, and we get our score update from her father, Hank Reed. So Coach Dunn's going to confirm with Mr. Reed the results. And with that, we're going to move on to announcing the 50-yard backstroke group. Chris Richardson in lane 1, Luca Hokai in lane 2, Kevin Bennett in lane 3, William Casemeyer in 4, and Brandon Swarthout in lane 5. Lanes 1 and 3, Richardson and Bennett, have the experience edge on the group. We'll see if it benefits them through 50 yards. Bennett out front, as it would be assumed based on his great performance in his first year. Right now it's lanes 3 and 4. Bennett and Casemeyer, and it's going to stay that way. Bennett, Casemeyer, great battle for third. Three-way. Richardson and Hokai make it super close. Of course, I'm trying to read the lips of Coach Dunn, but we all got masks on, so forget that. But we do know Team Red won and Team Gray 2 in that finish. So 5-minute break for us to get the scores and to chat with Alyssa Reed. I know she'll mosey her way on over here because she does not like doing this. She's talking to Coach Hodgert. Maybe she can get Coach Hodgert to fill in for her. But either way, just a few moments, we'll have an interview with one of the coaches for Team Red, and we'll be right back here on LHSN. Okay, I, as promised, have Alyssa Reed with us on LHSN. I would say hello to your dad, but he's right down there. You can say hi to Mom on there. Coach, let's go into Team Red's performance so far. Really tight. Our last scoring update actually looks like Women's Red leading the Gray team 67-58, and your men have some work to do, down by 11 with just a couple more events to go. When you look at the swimmers on Team Red, what excites you about them? What gives them the edge over Team Gray today?
They definitely are bringing the energy over there. They're over there cheering for all their teammates, and they're just really getting excited to race. So I definitely think we have the edge for this meet, hopefully.
What is, I don't know, not a challenge, but what's so interesting about doing something like this? Normally we'd be preparing for other schools. And you know, are they able to still keep the competitive spirit even though they're battling against each other?
Absolutely. Like, they train with each other every single day, but they're still able to get in there and just race each other and push each other just like they would in a practice. So I really think it's very similar to like what a dual meet would be, and they're really still just working hard and just fighting for this team. So
now, a year ago you were on the team. Now you're coaching the team. You're a couple months into this on this side, being on this side of it. Has anything surprised you about the transition from athlete to coach?
Not too much, actually. You know, I was doing like these same workouts that they were doing last year, so it's really fun to be able to coach it this year. And I know like what they're going through just because I was where they were exactly 1 year ago. But it's honestly nothing too surprising. It's just been a lot of fun, and I really love getting to know all the teammates and all the swimmers. So it's been a lot of fun.
Your men have some work to do. What are you going to tell them? What can they do to improve?
They just got to finish strong, keep the energy up, and then hopefully we'll beat out great team.
Simple message for hopefully a simple task. We'll see how it goes. Well, thank you for your time.
Yep, thank
Give
you.
you an elbow bump. Way to go.
Thank you.
And good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh.
All right, so Coach Reed will step away. Thank you so much. And I'm going to take a break as well so I can soothe the pipes, the vocal pipes, that is.
Okay, I just want to make sure he's giving it to you.
Okay, we are moving right along here, folks. No time for a chip break. Event number 12 of 19 tonight, the women's 100-yard individual medley. We've got 8 lanes to be filled. Grace Rogansky in lane 1. Grace Dalkind in 2, Delaney Kennedy in 3, Savannah Solenberger in 4, Claire Evko in 5, Lena Steckler in 6, Emma Grace Spock in 7, and Kylie Kolka, closest to you, in lane 8. "100-yard IM. And a good jump in lanes 3 through 5, as you would expect. "25 yards in, and looks like there's a breakaway potentially out there in lane 6. That's Lena Steckler. She has been a stickler for great performances tonight. Freshman with the program, and really showing some good stuff here. Now she's got some competition in lane 3 with Delaney Kennedy. This is Kennedy's event. We've seen that tonight, the breaststroke. And that gave her a huge lead after the turn. Excellent job by Kennedy. Steckler's going to come in second. Well, maybe lane 2. Let's check it out. Kennedy first. Steckler second, and then in lane 2, Zalkind in third. Excellent swim for Kennedy, but going back to that original conversation that we had, well, I was talking, you were listening. Red gets the win, but Team Gray gets positions 2nd through 4th, so they will get more points in that regard. And for the women, that's crucial on the Gray side. They are down coming into this event by 9. 67-58 lead for the women in red, and a 69-58 lead for the men in gray. And so we'll be looking for some big swims here from Zachary Bennett, Kellen Campbell, and Mason Swanner. Those are the red members for the men's 100-yard individual medley. For the team gray in lanes 2 and 4, we have Jacob Lafferty and Chris Jennings. Chris Jennings has been dominating the evening. He had a lot of confidence coming in tonight, walked right up to me and said, all right, so when is my turn to be on here for all the wins that I'm going to have? I added that last part, but the first part was true. He wanted his mic time. He knew he was going to be a force tonight, and he still is. After 50 yards, he is ahead in lane number 4. It's 4, then 5, going into the breaststroke. Jennings pulling away in lane 4, so now it's really a battle for second. Crucial for Team Red to try and get 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to help their points out. Again, down by 11 coming into this event. Jennings will take the top spot once again. He has won every heat that he's been in tonight. Jennings followed by Swanner, and then in lane 1, Zachary Bennett. Lafferty breaks up the 2nd through 4th option for Team Red. And Kellen Campbell touches the wall in 5th. Now we're back to the 50 yards, and this time it's the butterfly. Molly Shand in lane 1. Madeline Foreman in lane 2. Ariana Perez in 3. Madeline Corbett in 4. Victoria Wasonen in 5. Hannah Hale in lane 6. And Margaret Dawson in lane 7. Now we've got some folks missing. Molly Shand and Madeline Foreman. No, I beg your pardon, Foreman is here. Shand is not on the blocks in lane 1. And that could play a crucial role for Team Gray. Shand representing Team Red. And one of the top returners for Lynchburg Swimming. We hope that she is not hurt. She would not be on the list if she was previously hurt before tonight. So we'll move on to the event. We've got 6 swimmers in the pool, lanes 2 through 7. 50-yard butterfly. Who comes up first? Who's out in front? Looking out there in lane 6, Hannah Hale. And touching the wall. That's actually lane 5, I beg your pardon. That was Victoria Wasonen. Our lanes were a little bit mixed up. We actually didn't have lane 1 or lane 7 in that, so apologies there. But Wasonen gets the win for Team Red in the women's 50-yard butterfly. So Red still gets the win, but they do give up at least a point. That could help Team Gray. Because actually lanes 1 and 7 were Team Red, so they actually gave up more than 1 point in that one. But as you do with swimming meets, you got to stop talking about the past and go straight ahead to the present. Men's 50-yard butterfly. Top to bottom on your screen, lanes 1 through 7. Chris Richardson, Landon Ellis, Parker Hands, Austin Booth, Matt Fields, and Henry Walls. There will be no lane 2, so it's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that is how it's listed on my sheet as well. So no one missing from this, just leaving lane 2 out of it. 50-yard butterfly. Excellent pictures being taken by Aaron Farina as they come down through 25 yards. Laurencia Moten on camera 1. She's following the leaders. She's following all the swimmers because they're all out front. Who's it going to be? Lane 4 touches the wall first. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Parker Hands. Surprise, surprise. Hands, Landon Ellis, Austin Booth, your top 3. So Red takes 2nd and 3rd. Hands gets the win. Two more events, then one more 5-minute break. No one is scheduled to chat with us during that time, so we will all take 5 minutes to breathe and relax and get ready for the last 2 events, which of course is always freestyle relay. But up next, we have the women's 200-yard freestyle. Lanes 1 through 9 for the ladies. Emma Grace Spock, Hayden Updike, Lindsay Hare, Jordan Reeder, Francesca Chukna, Abby Arthur, Corinne Ford, Olivia Coonan, and Madison Novicki. Lanes 1 through 9, top to bottom on your screen. .200 yards. Freestyle. Coming into this section of the meet, Team Red led Team Gray on the women's side by 9 points. Man, I cannot wait to get the scores after the men's 200-yard freestyle. The 400-yard freestyle relays are going to be crucial to the end of this one. So after the 2 links of the pool, it's lane 3 leading the way. Lindsay Hare taking the top spot. Got the peanut gallery in my line of sight, so hard to see, but it looks like Hare there in lane 3 with the lead, and Jordan Reeder in lane 4 in second. Coming back, 100 yards complete. It's still Hare out front, Reeder in second, and a tight race for third out in lanes 6 and 7 between Arthur and Ford. Abby Arthur in the black cap, Corinne Ford in the red cap, lanes 6 and 7. That's a tight battle for third. Out front, it's still Hare for Team Red. Lindsay Hare, she won one earlier tonight, one of her events, and she is in the clear to win her second in the women's 200-yard freestyle. 50 yards to go, and she's got plenty of insurance. Check out Corinne Ford, though, in lane 7. She is making a tight battle for second place now. Jordan Reeder, first year. Corinne Ford, second year. Lane 7, Corinne Ford trying to get second place. A top row lockout for Team Red. Hare gets the win by a lot this time. Ford comes back and will take second place. And in third, it's Jordan Reeder. Excellent swim for Corinne Ford. 200-yard freestyle for the ladies in the books. And Team Red does a great job of keeping their slim lead over Team Gray. Last event before our final 5-minute break, folks, the men's 200-yard freestyle. Lanes 1 through 7 look like this. Brandon Swarthout, Jason Weed, Kevin Bennett, Gabe Fisher, Jackson Sitton, Spencer Swam, and Gavin Wietendorf. You saw Coach Green. He's got to feel confident about Team Gray, the team he is coaching, with that 11-point lead coming into this particular section of the meet. Team Red men in lanes 1, 3, 5, and 7. See what they can do. Lane 3 is Kevin Bennett. He's won 2 events tonight already. And he's got the lead right now after 25 yards. And after 50, he's still in the lead at the turn. Second place is down in lane 7, Gavin Wietendorf. So Team Red in the lead in first and second place. Third place is pretty tight as well. Jackson Sitton battling Spencer Swam, lanes 5 and 6. Bennett getting some pressure from his teammates in Team Red. Wietendorf doing an excellent job in the fuchsia trunks. Team Red, this is what they needed on the men's side. A double-digit deficit coming into this final section before we get to the relays. And right now they are 1, 2, and 3. Coming up on 100 yards in this freestyle event. Bennett, Sitton, and Wietendorf. And Wietendorf has the lead, but only slightly. Wietendorf, he is not slowing down, folks. That motor is high and it is durable. Pulling away from Kevin Bennett. What an excellent swim by Gavin Wietendorf. He takes the win easily, followed by Bennett and Sitton. So a podium lockout for Team Red, exactly what they needed before this 5-minute break. I am so eager to find out the scores heading into the 400-yard freestyle relay. Five-minute break for us, folks. Coming into the final 2 events of the night in the 2020 Hornet Cup Lynchburg Swimming Edition on LHSN. Everyone in good spirits here tonight, as they should be, as we are back to a sense of normalcy at University of Lynchburg. We are at Liberty University for this swim meet, but we've got a ton of action the rest of the week, including tomorrow on LHSN. 3 events for you, starting at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Men's soccer will have a 7-on-7 tournament on Schellenberger Field. At 4 o'clock, we've got the first of a 3-game series for Lynchburg softball down at Moonfield. And then tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, inside Turner Gymnasium, a skills challenge for men's and women's basketball. Those are the next 3 events in the 2020 Hornet Cup. Full schedule and links to the broadcasts can be found at lynchburgsports.com. We've got an update, folks. 2 events to go, the women's 400-yard freestyle relay and the men's 400-yard freestyle relay. And on the women's side, it's going to be really tough for Team Gray to come back, as the ladies in their red caps are the first to break triple digits. They lead 100-83 over Team Gray's women. And the men's score is as tight as we thought it might be based on that last finish where all 3 places, the top of the podium, 1, 2, and 3, were locked out by Team Red. Right now, heading into the last event, it's Team Gray 95, Team Red 89. So a 6-point lead for Team Gray, but depending on how things get scored, it may not be enough. If they just go with the places themselves, 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's only 4 lanes being used. So if that's the case, and I haven't been getting the score, so I don't know how Mr. Reed is doing it, but if that's the case, the best that Team Red could do is to take 2 points, finishing first and second in the relay, 2-point advantage over Team Gray. But again, I'm not sure how he's doing it, so I cannot confidently say that Team Red is out of it on the men's side. We can confidently say that Team Red on the women's side is in the driver's seat for a victory. And again, the overall standings coming into today, coming up on your screen, you see there at the bottom, Team Red down by 1 to Team Gray. Overall, all the sports that are involved in the Hornet Cup, that's the score right now. Team Gray got off to a great start with tennis and golf. And then earlier today, volleyball picked up the first win for Team Red in their team activity. So here we go. The final 2 events of the night. The first of our 400-yard freestyle relay, and ladies first. So it's going to be Francesca Chukna, Hannah Hale, Erin Woodkowski, and Madeline Corbett stepping up first on the blocks in lanes 1, 3, 5, and 7. Woodkowski has swam terrifically tonight, and she expects to be the leader after the first leg of this 400-yard freestyle relay. 100 yards for each, so that's going to be 4 lengths of the pool. I saw a comment earlier about the pool being shorter than the old pool, which is now underneath the ballroom dance floor. And that is probably true. I never got to see that pool. But, of course, they've shortened it to be 25 instead of 50. People are used to seeing the Olympics, and 1 length just up is 50. So the 100 yards is up and back. But in this case, it's actually better because they can finish where they started each time, as opposed to doing a 50 and then finishing at the other end of the pool. As expected, Erin Woodkowski gives Team Red a big lead there in lane 5. Ariana Perez in the pool next, followed by Lena Steckler, who definitely gives Team Gray an opportunity to still come back and win this one for Team Gray. She has been superb in the pool this evening. Perez and Steckler, 1 and 2 right now. Steckler has done a great job chasing her down just about a body length. Meanwhile, a tight race in lanes 1 and 3 as well. Grace Rogansky in lane 1, Shelly Harris in lane 2. Well, lane 3 in this case. Pretty good finish on that link by Perez. But Steckler's going to make this tough. Waisinen awaiting Perez. Jordan Reeder awaiting Steckler. And about 1 body length lead for Waisinen. Can Reeder chase her down? Meanwhile, in lane 1, Team Red gets in first before lane 3. Austin, and then Coonan. Olivia Coonan. I wonder if she had her game day breakfast that she had a couple weekends ago in that intra-squad scrimmage. You can check it out right here on YouTube, LHSN's YouTube channel. Head over to the swimming playlist and see what it's like to spend a day with Lynchburg Swim for a meet. Lots of protein, lots of carbs, lots of quick energy sugar for Olivia Coonan that day. So that great swim by Steckler, a good response by Waisinen, as it's still a body length for Team Red in lane 5. Final leg for the women's 400-yard freestyle relay. Delaney Kennedy in the pool, followed by Grace Zalkind, lanes 5 and 7. Tight battle for third place. Coonan coming to the wall with Austin, and it's a virtual tie. Everything's virtual in 2020. What a big lead put on by Kennedy. Tell you what, folks, this is great to see this now, because when the season starts in 2021, we're going to have some names to be looking out for, these young first-year Hornets in the pool. Looking to do some great things, and so far tonight, my eyes have been glued on Delaney Kennedy's performances. Whether it's the breaststroke or the freestyle, she has been superb. And she is pulling away from Grace Zalkind. And it's going to be an easy win for lane 5 and Team Red. Zalkind comes in for a second-place finish for Team Gray. Now the battle is for third. And it looks like Team Gray is going to take second and third place. This is Madison Novicki coming to the wall. So again, I don't know how they award the points. If first gets a certain amount, second, third, fourth. But technically, if that's how it's done, Gray would have more points in this particular event. But it's still not going to be enough, as Team Gray for the women were behind by 17 points coming into this final event. So excellent swim by the ladies in the 400-yard freestyle relay. And that puts us to the final event, the men's 400-yard freestyle relay. Lanes 1, 3, 5, and 7 look like this in the first leg. William Casemeyer, Landon Ellis, Parker Hands, and Austin Booth. Parker Hands, the experienced favorite, but Landon Ellis has shown some nice bursts of speed tonight. See if he can hold on to that for 100 yards. In that outside lane, Austin Booth keeping pace as well. $50 yards in, it's still a dead heat between the top three. Ellis, Hands, Booth. You're taking a look now at Ellis. You can see Hands gets to the wall first. Up next in the pool, Luca Hokai, lane 1. Lane 3, Kevin Bennett. 5, Matt Fields. 7, Mason Swanner. And it's going to be Bennett along with Fields in the pool first. Kicking up H2O and headed down for 50 yards of this leg. Slight lead for Team Gray in lane 5. It was a great swim by Hands. Bennett trying to make up some ground against Matt Fields. He's got the slight edge. He's got that length as well. If he's even head-to-head with Fields, his fingertips will still touch the wall first. And it's close, folks. Fields and Bennett starting to pull away from Swanner in lane 7. Now Swanner with the final kick, doing a great job. It's going to be Bennett for Team Red in lane 3. Sitton will dive in, followed by Jennings and Swarthout. Spencer Swam next up in lane 1. Jennings has won every heat that he's been in tonight, including his sections of relays. And look at Chris Jennings in the pool second and currently in the lead over Sitton. Jennings, the two-sport athlete, swimmer and men's lacrosse athlete. We'll see him again on the field Thursday night for their edition of the Hornet Cup, Team Red versus Team Gray. And Jennings will be a part of that as well. So Chris Jennings in the pool after Sitton, and he's going to touch the wall with a body length lead over Sitton. Diving in, Gabe Fisher, followed by Kellen Campbell, the final leg of the men's 400-yard freestyle relay, the final event of the night. Team Red down by 6 coming into this event. And that Chris Jennings run really special for Team Gray. Gabe Fisher's got a huge advantage. Campbell needs to kick it into high gear. Excellent turn by Kellen Campbell. Wietendorf down there in lane 7. Jason Weed up top in lane 1. That's the battle for third. The battle for first. And it's going to be, at this point, we got to say, it's Gabe Fisher for Team Gray. He'll touch the wall and win it for the men in the 400-yard freestyle relay, followed closely by Kellen Campbell in lane 3. Third place will be Gavin Wietendorf, who has swam excellently tonight. And we round out the evening with Jason Weed touching the wall. And the final scores coming soon to a broadcast near you. More importantly, the one nearest you. This one. Whew. Catch your breath, folks. That was the fastest swim meet I've ever been a part of. I haven't been a part of a lot of them, but that one was certainly the fastest. We began at 7 o'clock. It is 8:10 Eastern time. And we got 19 events in. Of course, everything was super fast as well. So let's get our final scores of the evening. My good buddy, director Max Bourne, is putting those down on a sheet of paper. Big shout out to Laurencia Moten running camera 1, walking back and forth, getting her steps in for that high camera. And Oscar Garcia, baseball graduate assistant coach, running the hero cam tonight, getting those close-up shots of athletes. All right, folks, here are the final scores for you tonight. So our PA announcer, Mark Weaver, about to announce the scores. You'll see the excitement from Team Red because the ladies take that side 111 to 89. But on the men's side, it's Team Gray, 106 to 95. So an even split amongst teams. The women on the red side getting the win, the men on the gray side getting the win. Most points goes to Team Red on the ladies' side with 111, as the men in gray with 106. So, as they get ready for their warm down, we're going to invite Director of Swimming Brad Dunn to the booth. We'll get a mic on him, and we'll be right back with the interview with him. Ready? Are you ready? Well, help if I turn my mic off. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Director of Swimming, Brad Dunn, is here. He's doing a great job of not making me feel super short by standing on that step. Appreciate that very much.
Oh, you got it, Joe.
What a night. What an absolute blast.
Oh, man.
And just a quick evening, fastest swim meet ever, maybe. Perhaps 19 events. That's nuts.
For that kind of lineup, we pushed it. We went fast. Everybody swam. Pretty much everybody on the team swam 2 individuals. Most people were in 2 relays. Some people swam all 3 relays. So, not an easy workload on that group tonight, Joe. That was awesome, though. It really wanted us to have a fun night where we could kind of let loose with some energy, give our team a chance to show off the hard work that they've been putting in. We're very fortunate to have a facility that we can use where we can safely space out, where we can train and do things that are somewhat normal, right? A lot of differences, a lot of things with protocol, really taking care of our student athletes and our staff. But, it's nice to have nights like this and to really show that off. This was fun.
Yes, it was extremely fun to be a part of. And I'm curious, from your standpoint, you didn't have a team that you were coaching. Obviously, you were looking at everything. You actually got to do something you've never gotten to do before.
You heard that. That was the first time I got to be on the starter, and kind of scared me a little bit at the start.
But I want to know, like, big picture-wise, how do you approach it from your position, knowing that, we're separated, but we're still one cohesive unit? What was your goal tonight?
Really, I just wanted to have, really our newcomers, our freshmen, a couple transfers, to have the opportunity to, see what a meet atmosphere is like. And then continue to build off of that great energy and culture from last year where, we set a precedent that, we come full throttle. We might not be feeling that well rested at every meet, but we really enjoy the moment. I say to, our families, our swimmers, our coaches, recruits, whoever, I'll say to everybody watching, swimming can be kind of boring. It's not the most exciting sport all the time, but if you make it exciting and you take those opportunities, then I think that you can really enjoy the moments and really celebrate them together as a family, as a team. And so really that's what I wanted tonight to be like. This was the second time we've done an Intrasquad. About a week and a half ago on Saturday, we had the first round where we did a short format meet. Tonight was all sprints. I don't know if you called it spooky sprints like I named it on our heat sheet.
It was on my sheet.
October the 13th, spooky sprints.
Sorry.
Just poking fun. And then we'll race again on Halloween on the 31st doing a full format meet. So kind of taking everybody through how the format works, how things go, how the meet flows, but then really just having chances to see where we are and enjoy it.
So I'm curious, obviously we're not talking to the swimmers tonight, but I want to dive in, if you can, a little bit on how they're feeling in terms of not having traditional meets, but how important is it for them, you think, in their psyche to still have some type of competition like this evening?
Oh, it's so important. It's so important. And I think that one thing that this, the whole last 6 months, we're working through a pandemic, maintaining our family structure, maintaining our culture. The one thing that we keep talking about is this is really going to test us to show us who we are. And, and I think that I've been so proud of the job that everybody on the team has done. They've stepped up into leadership positions. They've made our newcomers feel welcome. And, when we kind of look at, going into having these opportunities to swim and to race, we're really, this was fun. This is not that different than a normal dual meet. And I know you got to call a couple last year, and that's been your swimming experience. But we're very fortunate in our world that we can compete safely, that we can do these things, right now at a inter-squad level that feel pretty real, pretty natural, and a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, certainly not the usual schedule, but one in which you can still take a crumb of comfort that you can have an opportunity to swim against one another, to be competitive against one another as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I think too, we were getting kind of chippy the first time that we raced. I was like, hey, remember, this is one team, right? Remember, this is we were competing against each other, but in a good competitive way. But that's part of the process, right? Because whether they compete against each other here, or they're competing against each other at ODACs or at NCAAs, or even just in practice, you have to learn how to manage, that strong culture where you're competitive, you push each other, but you do it together, right? And I think that that's one thing you really saw tonight. Really pushing this and doing this together. Saw some really fast swimming, some good times.
Speaking of managing, you have twice the swimmers that you had a year ago, which is fantastic. There's no doubt about that. But where are the challenges in putting something together like this and having more swimmers to kind of accommodate and make sure that everyone gets a chance to show you what they can do, and
Yeah.
all those kind of things that come into play with double, which over 50 swimmers now. Where's the challenge in that, and how have you all found solutions to your challenges?
I think that the biggest challenge is that we want everybody on our team to feel completely part of the team, part of the family. And for me, that's a lot of energy spent with each of our swimmers, and I'm always going to give it. I'm always going to be there for them, especially working through the last 6 months. There's been a lot that's thrown at our swimmers, and for young people everywhere, for everybody really. And so I think the challenge is making sure that everybody knows that they're fully taken care of, and that they have that support. And and I think that one of the ways that we've been able to really handle it is that we have great leaders on our team, and we have great coaches. You look at a night like this, and it's fun having Aaron, who is in the office with us a lot of the time as a graduate assistant, captain of the gray team. And we've got Alyssa, who's in the office as a part-time coach. She's there, captain of the red team. And then other part-time coaches, Mark, who does SID work for us. He loves swimming. He's our energy guy. He's over there on the gray team helping Aaron. And then Donna, who is the aquatics director here at the natatorium. She helps out with us part-time and over there helping the red team. And so having awesome support staff, having you all help us along the way as well. I mean, to have a broadcast of a swim meet in October like this is fantastic. Yeah. There's so much that goes into the big picture, and I think that really it goes back to our core value of family here on our team and at our university as well.
Yeah, it's been a really fun thing to see take place. Of course, we have a lot more to cover throughout the week, but before we let you go, just some final takeaways of how this can prepare and propel whatever you have left during the fall, and then, of course, getting ready for what we hope to be is a full season come 2021. Yeah,
I think that what this really does for us is it's a good barometer. We'll see where we're at. A lot of these are sprint races, but some people are feeling pretty tough tonight because we've had some hard training recently. Some people are feeling pretty good, especially for some of our more developmental swimmers. And we had a few best times tonight, which is crazy at a meet like this. And so really excited for them. I think it kind of gives people an idea of the events that they want to work into and swim for us when we get to ODAC championships. And so really it's a fun night. It's a way to celebrate the hard work that we've been doing. And, and going forward, taking these 3 inter-squad meets that we have planned are just opportunities to really showcase, the fun parts of swimming for our program. So it gives us something to look forward to. It gives us a chance to see where we are times-wise, strength-wise, strategize races, and then just have fun. It's a blast. This is what we do. This is what makes it so great.
I wish there was more.
Hey, Halloween, we'll invite you back. October 31st, we'd love to have you that Saturday morning.
Absolutely. I want to see the costumes at least. That's going to be.
Oh, it's going to be part of it. There'll be points on the board for costumes. So
yeah,
I know our red men barely got beat again tonight. So they'll have a lot to prove at that meet on Halloween. And then our red women got a win tonight. So now on the women's side, we're half and half for the season. I know we got to help the Hornet Cup. Red team's struggling a little bit. So there's one win in the column for them.
There's one win. Yeah, it's tight now. Volleyball red team won earlier today.
Oh, good.
It is a 1-point lead for Gray overall with lots of events left to come this week. Look forward to seeing hopefully some of you around as far as being distanced at some of these events. But if you can't be there, we'll be right here on LHSN.
Oh, that's the best part, man, Joe. We pull it up on the laptop, and we're showing it. I mean, just like a normal season, when we watch, in the fall, the field hockey, volleyball, soccer games, all of those things. We'll have them up. We'll be cheering for the Hornet Cup. We're excited about this.
No doubt about it. Well, Coach, thank you so much.
Definitely.
For your time.
Thank you.
Really do appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Toodles.
Shouts out to Laurentia up there, and we're working her first game or her first meet here tonight.
Today's our first day.
I love it. This is great. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all of you all.
Of course. You're very, very welcome.
All right.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for us on LHSN from the Liberty Natatorium here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Again tonight, it's a win for the ladies on the red team and for the men on the gray team. Stay tuned to Lynchburg Sports on social media to follow along with the overall standings throughout the week. And as we mentioned earlier tonight, we'll be back on the air for 3 events tomorrow. 3 p.m. men's soccer, a 7-on-7 tournament at Schellenberger Field. Softball and game 1 of their 3-game series at 4 o'clock from Moon Field, and we cap the night off with a skills challenge between men's and women's basketball at 7 p.m. on Wayne Profit Court inside Turner Gymnasium. Until then, I'm Joe Hutzler signing off and reminding you it's a great day to be a Hornet, and we are one nation.